It is very hot today. 30 degrees centigrade. Just going around checking the supers and wasps. This is half an apiary. It's brand new. We've got 2 more hives to come here before the end of the summer. Oh dear. When you see wasps able to walk in and out, it could indicate that the hive is struggling, so you need to reduce the entrance of the hive. Put up wasp traps as best you can, but a strong hive should be able to defend itself against wasps. This is what you need to look out for. This is bramblebush, and these have got spikes on them, so if you walk around and catch yourself on that, you can put a hole in your bee suit. Let me just show you what this is set up like. So this is a field. It's got wheat in it, but just across there is fields and fields and fields of phacelia, and then there's hedges as far as you can go in every direction. And this is a 6-meter wide strip that the farmer has left to grow grass, and that's so that anything they put on the plants doesn't affect the hedgerows. And what the farmer has allowed me to do is to sort of cut a little section out from within the hedge, so I'm not actually on the path of the grass cutter, but inside. And there is two hives here, sorry, 2 sets of pallets, so a maximum of 8 hives, and I can put another 2 pallets there. I could also put another 2 pallets there if I want to, but we're going to go with 8 pallets to start with. This is a brand new site, so I don't like to have too many hives in one place until I know that it is a good site. This is actually this is the furthest apiary I have from my home, so this is about 40 minutes to get here, but it should be really, really productive. So let's get the smoker lit. We're going to check the supers, and let's get started. All right, a couple of things. It's really hot, and when it's really hot, this grass is so easily caught fire. So never ever put your smoker on the ground. Keep it up on top of the hive roof, on top of the metal. If you need to put the smoker somewhere else, then put the roof on the grass and then put the smoker inside the roof, because you do not want anything from that smoker to stick right to your farmer's field. And secondly, wasps. I literally have just put that wasp trap there 30 seconds ago. This wasp trap is fruit juice, water, some jam, and some balsamic vinegar. I find that the more expensive the balsamic vinegar, the more that the wasps like it. And it's already got 6 wasps already in the trap. Can't believe it. So what we're going to do is, when I bring the other 2 hives, I'll bring another one of those wasp traps, and we will help keep our hives safe. Like if they're strong, great, but if they're growing, that's when the wasps can take over a hive. What we're going to do is take a look at this one. Now this one, unfortunately, was a hive that I didn't have an excluder. So the super I put on the top here doesn't have an excluder, which means it's possible the queen's come up and it's laid up in the super, which is perfectly fine. I have a queen excluder now, so remember this can actually set fire to the grass. So we're going to keep this at the top, on top of the roof. Let's take a look. It looks like they've eaten the pollen patty. I like to put this on the base of the hive. This one I put on the top. Good news is the bees are up here. They're not storing any nectar. I can't see any eggs up here. But these frames were freshly extracted from spring. So I'm happy the queen isn't up here. Yeah. This hive looks pretty big. Let's see bees from here to here. Let's take a peek from underneath. Oh, it's heavy. Oh, it's heavy. Good. So I can also see the pollen patty that was down here is half eaten. And see a nice cluster here. Have a little look. Whenever you see the bees sort of congregating in an area, in one particular area, it often can be or can look like a queen cell. This isn't. It's just a piece of wax. Looks like they're just building wax on the bottom of the frame. But you can see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 frames are covered from the bottom. Oh, maybe that one too. And let's go take a look inside. Again, all you do is you just tip it forward and then twist. You know, I can see the wasps actually going in and instantly getting attacked by the bees, which is a good sign. Which which is a really good sign. And hope you can see the super, because I'd forgotten a queen excluder, the super actually went on top of the crown board. So that I could at least try my best to stop the queen coming up and laying in the super. I don't like the queen laying in the super, because if she does that, then brood often attract the wax moths into the super that I store over winter. So I try my best not to have any pollen or any supers that have been used for brood. Sort of gives one less thing for the wax moths to attract over the winter, as they can devastate an entire super. All right. I actually have a neck fan on today because it's just so hot. It's 31 degrees now. And with it being so hot, I'm only going to do the smallest, briefest inspection, because at this heat, all that wax is going to be super, super soft. So I don't want to give them sort of any extra work to do to sort of clean up any wax that I might damage. Look at that, that wasp is getting annihilated, which is good. Okay, this one is undrawn. Now, with it being so hot, I can actually put this undrawn frame further in, not right in the middle, because I don't want to stop the queen from coming over, but it will encourage them to draw those out. With this being a brand new apiary, I'm not expecting any honey at all this this summer, but if they give me some, that'll be lovely. This is a Gelanta queen. Look at that, so heavy. So with this one, they've pretty much drawn this side. I'm just going to turn this around. You see they've started to draw that side. By the way, if you want to kill a wasp, you can't do it quickly. If you go really slowly, you can actually crush wasps. If you try to do it super fast, they'll actually move out the way. So it's slowly if you want to kill a wasp. So I'm not going to go through every frame, I'm just going to go through a couple. Eggs, the one I'm looking for. I can see eggs, larvae, brood. It's heavy. The honey smells absolutely lovely. It must be that Phacelia. Phacelia is a wonderful purple flower, and there must be about 100 acres of it. And that's the cover crop for what they are going to grow over the winter. I think that's what the farmer told me. So, absolutely gorgeous smell. If they give me some, that will be lovely. Full frames of brood. I often do this rest and spin method for inspecting when it's really hot. You don't really want to tip the frame over, because with the wax being quite soft, it's possible that the frame bends, or the actual wax foundation bends and actually comes out, and the bees will have a hard time trying to fix it. So you just rest one corner. The brood pattern is beautiful. Brood is almost corner to corner. Holy smokes. Again, just turn. We can see that. This is a blue queen from Jolanta. Queen, one of the wings is clipped on this one, which is what I do in the spring. Look at that. Full brood. Amazing. Amazing, amazing. Right, okay, so that's as much as I want to inspect in this heat. They're super gentle. What I need to do is find somewhere I can put that frame. So I'll move this one across. Look at that. They are absolutely killing that wasp. They are. Yeah. Yeah. You're not going to hurt these bees today, Mrs. Wasp. So I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put it. So I can see that they've already drawn half of this frame. So that is a good candidate to drop this guy. Okay. Right. All right. Lovely. Okay, so next thing, green excluder. I had to borrow a colleague's green excluder, and I'll repay it back. So this is so the wires are going perpendicular to the frames, and then this is the super that goes on top, and this should go in the same direction as the frames below, and then I'm going to put one more super on top. There we go. In the same way, so these are the black frames. I really like these ones. You have to put a lot of wax on them, a lot of wax, and you think you need to, more than you need to, and they'll pull this out in no time. One of the nice things about the black frames is that if you have them for brood frames, you can see the eggs so easily. Secondly, with it being quite strong plastic, you can spin them really fast and to get all of the wax out, all of the honey out, and without worrying of blowing it through. So this goes on top. Very happy. They are very happy. I'll put this back over here. Actually, what I'll do is I'm going to put it to the side. When the bees are, let me just make sure you can still see it. When the bees are trying to, when the bees are trying to evaporate the moisture from the nectar, they often pull the moisture up through and out through the roof, so the roof has vents in them, or they'll pull it down through the entrance, and you'll either see them fanning at the entrance, fanning it out, or you'll see the bees up here fanning it through the vents, which is why you don't want to block that, because that's actually where they'll be fanning it from. So try your best not to do that. And at the same time, try your best not to knock the GoPro stand. Nice. I like it. I'm not expecting any honey from them, but I would love them to pull those frames. Even if they don't put any honey in them, but if they can pull the frames, that would be amazing. All right, let's take a look at another hive. Sorry about that. The GoPro overheated. These hives are brilliant. One thing I done is the bellow super boxes. They do seem to be very, very hot. And so what I've done is I've actually exchanged the plug for this air vent system. There's a plastic air vent that you can put in there instead that's small enough not to allow anything through, like a wasp or a bee, but it will allow air to go through. And I've had the air vent on this hive, the one that we first looked at, and actually what the bees are doing is sort of going to the air vent to transfer nectar. So instead of going in through the entrance and up, they're actually going to that air vent there, transferring nectar in. So I've only done this on the top one. I'm going to see what it's like in a week. I just want to make sure that ants don't find their way in there, or something else doesn't find their way in there. But the wasps cannot get in. See, they've gone in, but they can't actually get through. The hole is just a bit too small for them. But I think it will maybe help with the airflow. The wooden supers don't have such a luxury, I'm afraid, so I'll have to hopefully let the wooden supers deal with it themselves. But they seem to be pretty happy. The wasp trap, I've been here 45 minutes and there must be 15 wasps in there. So it does indicate that this is a high wasp area, and I will need to bring some more traps just to be on the safe side. I have actually lost a hive already this year to wasps, and you know, they didn't make it because they weren't strong enough. But still, we don't like to lose hives when we can help it. So that's it for this apiary. Let's keep going.